Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to BJ Balls Out podcast. How are we?
Fantastic, great to be here.
You're with the one and only Dan Kappa.
All right, Dan Kappa, put your hands together. Fantastic. All right, yes.
Thank you for having me. Don't know what we're applauding. We invited him, but that's fine.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot.
How you been, Matt?
Not bad, not bad.
Yeah.
Finally got over the man flu, so we're all good.
Very good. Very good. Been smashing the gigs lately, I see.
Trying to as much as I can while keeping a healthy family life at the same time. Pretty much.
So getting beaten up once in a while.
That's right.
That's it.
That's right.
Okay,
That's right.
Okay.
But yes. So no, all good. Trying to do as much as I can. Get out there. Practice makes perfect.
Oh, excellent.
Talking about comedy or kids?
Both.
Yeah, just checking. No, you've been smashing the gigs lately, man. We did we were at Speakeasy
Yes.
a couple months back, or just after Christmas or just before Christmas. Absolutely nailed it. That was a really good night. It's hard going on after a burlesque dancer, but
Yeah. No,
yeah.
that was surprisingly good. That went surprisingly well.
How do you explain that to the wife when you get home? I was at a burlesque club doing comedy. Yeah,
It's okay, tell them I'm married in the first 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Show them the ring, put it up there.
Just here to make you laugh, that's
Yeah,
it.
that's right. That's it.
No, you've been smashing it, dude. You've
Thanks,
been
man.
very consistent, very funny.
Thank you.
It's always a pleasure to be on a bill with you. And yeah, it's good. So what's coming up for you?
Well, I'm doing my debut first show at the comedy festival, called Generation Gap. So that starts March 27th, if I got my date.
So yeah, we'll have a link up to the dates when we have this up.
Cool.
Absolutely.
And yeah, as well as the dates for the Death or Glory showcase.
Yes, which will be a solo show for me. I forgot.
Yeah.
So 30 minutes of straight Dan Kappa. I'm trying to.
Well, it might not be straight, but yeah, it'll be
Straight, yeah,
covered
that's
for,
right.
Yeah, 30
If
minutes,
you wanna-
depending on what you're talking about.
Yeah, if you want to hear the world record of the most dick jokes in one 30-minute show, come on down.
Not about his, so it'll be a short 30-second bit.
Yeah, that's right.
It'll be fine. But yeah, Dan's actually been helping me quite a lot behind the scenes
Excellent.
in terms of
Setting it up.
the techie stuff, and yeah, been
Awesome.
massive help.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you very much for that.
No worries, bro.
Yeah, we're in for a treat, I think.
So tell us a bit. How did you get into comedy?
I've always liked comedy. Always loved comedy. Was a class clown, and also grew up on comedy. So you mentioned last week how you grew up among the two Ronnies and all that.
Yep.
For me, with my old man, it was a lot of Are You Being Served, Carry On Gang,
Yep.
all that kind of stuff. Really, so I was like, sexual innuendo jokes were shoveled into my brain subconsciously from a very young age.
I said this last week.
Thankfully, it was just your brain. Yeah.
Just my
Oh,
brain.
that's
Yeah,
good.
no, that's right, Mike. Yeah, that's right. I did go to Catholic church. Wasn't handsome enough to get touched, unfortunately.
Go back now. You'll
And
be
I've got
fine.
a big mouth too. I don't know why they didn't like me.
I was up for drinking wine.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm not gluten intolerant. I could have had the biscuits.
What's wrong with me? Yeah, that's right. You don't know. But yeah, so I grew up on just always watching comedy stuff. So that's what the family always watched. And there was no drama. And to this day, I rarely watch any drama. It's always a comedy or action comedy or stuff like that. And I thought, look, man, I enjoy making people laugh and that. So I thought, let's give it a crack. And it's been fun. Like when I first started, I never thought or realised the how much mental effort's involved. I thought, you just get on stage and read shit, but no, you gotta keep going. As you're going, you're like, oh shit, what's happened to this? People aren't reacting right. Do I change it up? Oh, someone's saying shit. Now I've got to change this. So there's a lot of mental effort, which is what I love. I love my brain getting challenged. So
Awesome.
And not just dealing with me with technical questions that
That's
I can't
right.
explain. Actual. Because I think you and me started around the same time, if I'm not mistaken. Because we geeked together a lot at Gorilla without actually meeting, I think.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Yeah, we have. I think you just started a little bit before me, but yeah, pretty close too. When the first time I met you, you helped me with my joke, the baubles, bro.
Yeah, no
about my
shit.
balls. See, yeah, so
Yeah.
boys.
Yeah, fuck, forgot about that.
Yeah, which tied in very well with that joke. So you keep using it.
You give you, well, hit us with it. It's
Still
it's
waiting
a
for my
balls out
balls
comedy,
as
so
well.
it's just balls. You want royalties?
It's such an old bit. You know, I haven't used it in so long, actually.
What was he talking about?
Oh yeah, so that's right. So essentially, it was like I've had a vasectomy. So that means like a Christmas tree, my baubles are purely ornamental now. They just stand there doing nothing. They're useless. Yeah, like a couple of council workers on permanent smoker.
Yeah, saw a bit of that today on the way here. Yeah, you used another word. I was like, dude, use baubles.
Yeah, baubles, perfect.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, because like we'd seen each other a bit, but you know, as he's starting out, you know, a bit shy to say, hey, I'm blah 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 or whatever.
Absolutely.
Especially when you're an open mic, it's like, who the fuck are you? Like,
So how many years all up? I mean, now.
Not much actually, probably.
So if I'm on 2.5, you'd be 2 and a bit, wouldn't you?
No, actually.
Really?
1.5. So there you go, a year less than you.
Oh fuck.
1.5.
Yeah, well.
1.5.
Oh yeah, I'm confused because I had a good 6 months off,
Did
and then yeah, we must have
yeah, when you
crossed
came back.
paths when I came back. Yeah,
Yeah, so
okay,
about
that makes
1.5. It's not a terribly long time, but I think I'm doing good enough for
Oh,
1.5 years.
Yeah, you do very well.
Oh, you're 10 times the comic you were when we first met, man. Like, you're absolutely smashing it now.
Yeah,
But-
now I know how to do a dick joke a bit better. So it's all good.
An inclusive dick joke.
Yeah, that's
Right.
it. All
Where
inclusive
everyone
dick
gets
joke.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
So you're constantly writing, so...
Yes,
so, yeah.
constantly writing. I tend to tweak my stuff a lot. So I probably don't pound out the amount of material as other comics do, but I constantly rewrite existing material. And I'll change like a whole 2 minutes of the one bit and then keep going. So that millennial set I tend to do often. It started off as 3 minutes and now it's 8 minutes, and I've just changed the first 2 minutes just this week to something completely different. Still the same gist, but that's what I tend to do. But I've got 4 new sets that I haven't done yet.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I've got to try them out, some open mics. But yeah, and then I'll spend months tweaking them.
Yep.
Yeah, so yeah, it's constant, and my material is pretty much, I like to, it's more about real life stuff, and then mixed in with a lot of stupidity. I like to think, alright, that's normal now, how do we make it completely stupid
Yep.
and hopefully make people laugh from it? So, and I like the dirty, edgy stuff. I can't, what's the deal with coffee cups? That kind of shit just bores me.
That's why you're here.
Yeah, thanks, man. And I know some people don't get, like, some people don't, when you talk about edgy stuff, they're like, ugh, but the way I see it, if you can do it at places like Speakeasy and they laugh, and you've got a whole range of age group, like 20s to 70s and that, and they're laughing.
It is one of the hardest audiences you'll ever
Yeah.
do. Like, you'll have a bunch of 18-year-olds on this table, then you'll have like retirees over there, then you'll have the middle, and then it's ridiculous. If you can get them all on board, it's actually really rewarding.
Yeah, it is, definitely. And I reckon the older people, even though they're, some of them reserve, I reckon they're a bit more dirtier. I mean, like, they were having gangbangs in the 70s and shit. They were eating arseholes way before millennials were, so they know that shit. They love it.
Condoms weren't good for the environment.
Yeah,
They were
that's
raw
right.
dogging it.
Yeah, raw dog.
Love is free, man. I'm not paying condoms
Yeah,
for sex.
exactly. So they're just a bit more, like, I think it's the social standing. Like, I'm gonna get older. I've got to not laugh as much. But once you crack them, they're all good.
Yeah.
And then you get the ones where, fuck yeah, I'm gonna laugh, and the whole joining. So that's, I love when audiences join you. That's the best.
Oh, excellent.
By joining in, you mean laughing, not heckling, right?
No,
How
I
do you
love
go-
heckling.
Yeah.
I like it. I want people to participate.
Yeah.
Because I like to then talk and go off the scripted stuff. But that's always fun, going back when you're like, I'm doing stuff on the fly, and then it's, now back to the material
Yeah,
and
fuck,
not
where
make
was
it
I?
look like I haven't
Yeah.
gone back to the
Yeah.
material completely.
But it's fun. It's fun. Like, it's fun. It's annoying sometimes, but I think you might agree. But it opens your mind a bit, and it is a challenge, like right in front of you. Like,
Yeah.
okay, this guy talk for some reason.
Yeah.
You can either put him down or you can roll with it, sort of thing. And yeah, a bit ad lib.
I remember that when we did it in Attic, and there was that lady there that just kept talking and talking between every bit, and then we just ended up railing into her. I think you actually railed her later after the gig.
No
But,
comment.
It's
But she was fantastic, and she gave it and was
Yeah.
happy to receive.
we're going to ask you, was it one of those moments where she just kept talking and you just went, oh!
I think I said something like, she was with her. This is
Thanks
what
for
I
getting that.
this is what I love about comedy. Like it's people watching at its finest.
Yes.
But because you've got that license to make fun of it, it's okay to say something. And I noticed that she was with her two friends, and they were all over each other, like very openly gay, which was brilliant, and they loved my shit. Like it was actually, I was really nervous about doing one bit. It was the first time I did this one. I think it was a soggy biscuit bit. I'd never done that in front of like a gay audience, so I was just like, oh, this is going to go either way, but they fucking loved it. And then she just kept talking. I think it's just like, oh, can one of you switch sides for a moment and shut her up, kind of thing. And then I ended up going up to him afterwards, like, oh, look, thanks for playing along, kind of thing. And yeah, she ended up buying me a drink, and that was,
Consensual stuff happened.
yeah, it was interesting.
But yeah, that's what I love, that kind of interaction. I hate it if they're just talking, being rude, kind of. Like there was that other time at another gig, a lady was on her phone constantly.
Yeah.
As another comic was on stage and then talking and stuff like that. That's just rude. But if they're interacting with you, that means they're engaged at least. So good or bad, they're engaged. So take advantage.
Oh yeah, the absolute tuning out. We're in front row, or I've seen people answer phones.
Yeah.
And when you see somebody like that, do you go, I want to go for this person? Sort of thing, or do you-
Fortunately, that hasn't, like people answering phones, I'd had where there was a group of people talking, like a whole group, and they were fucking loud. Fortunately, the MC told them shut up. I've never had to be aggressive, I guess, or whatever, to anyone yet. But those people, yeah, there's plenty of time.
Have you done Werribee yet?
Yeah, I've done Werribee. That was fucking hell.
Werribee. That should be an institution for how to deal with hecklers. And break up punch ups. That place is ridiculous.
Yeah, it was a bit tamer for me when I went there, but still a difficult.
Yeah, it's
difficult room, but it's all good fun.
That's what happens when you don't promote a room and you just pop up with a lineup of comedy and people are trying to play pokies and talk about football. Like,
Yeah,
this
that's right.
yeah. Surprise, we're doing comedy. No, fuck off. Like, yeah,
We don't want you.
And that's the only place I've ever been where no one knows how to piss in a toilet. It was like that pissed on the walls rather than the toilet. It's fucked. Gross, man. Ugh.
wow.
The whole floor was wet. Like from the door, and there was a bit of distance to the toilet. It was like, how the fuck, people just pulling their dick out as they get in, just start pissing everywhere. It was gross. Fucking gross.
I didn't realise dudes could be squirters, but there you go.
Yeah, that's right.
You don't know what happens in the bathroom.
Well, you got to get to the pokies quickly. Yeah. Trying to piss yourself at the pokies or just open
I'm on a
door.
good thing.
Yeah, that's right.
Walking through with a cup, holding it. So why have you waited this long? I mean, you're 41.
Why? I had health issues for quite a while, actually. So that's kind of got rid of most of my millennial time frame. So otherwise, I would have done it earlier.
Okay.
Yeah. So and then I thought, look, not getting any younger. I'm feeling pretty good, so I'll start back get into it. So hopefully, I don't completely crumble to a heap in the next 5 years, because I like to keep going for now.
No, that's why we've got podcasts. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's right.
Don't worry about what made you like jump into it? Only like making people laugh. Like, did someone say, "Hey, dude,
No.
that would be funny if you said that on stage"?
No,
kind of thing,
I've always wanted to
Yep.
do it from a young age. Always wanted to, and I've had experience talking up in front of like hundreds of people from my work and that. So that aspect wasn't an issue for me. I had no qualms doing that. So I thought, fuck it, I just want to give it a crack and see what happens. And it was good. Like from the going straight away, I had a somewhat good response. I learned quickly that I can't go as gross as what I want to, which is a shame. Except for some gigs, obviously. Ballarat, you can do whatever you want. You can go
fuck my Ballarat. I
come
love
joke
Ballarat.
straight away. I love it. But
Actually, sorry, just to stop you there. I remember saying this to someone. This would be close on a year ago when like we started chatting. I was like, I don't know how the fuck he gets away with it. He's such a clean looking dude, but he says some dirty shit. He's like the only person who gets away with it. It's hilarious. It's only gotten dirtier since. I love it.
yeah, exactly. So it's just trying to find that balance. That's what it was. Because you see like all the professional comedians and they got a style. So people know when you go there, you're going to hear it. But then if you get open mic and then you come out swinging straight away, doesn't work. So I'm trying to...
It doesn't. Yeah.
It doesn't. Depending where you go. But I find it challenging, like working doing it at Speakeasy. I think that's been fantastic. Like the first gig I did there, I was like, fuck this. Like I can't do it here. This is... It's not my... Like I'm not the style for it. But then doing it more often, it's actually... I love the challenge mentally, because it's like, okay, I can't go full on. Let's see how far I can get and then kind of reach that... The precipice. Let's use fancy fucking words here. Reach the precipice.
Can I get it in a sentence? I don't know what the fuck.
Read my
That's
dictionary.
I'm reading, motherfucker. I'm going to give that to someone else.
Reach the edge, Geordie. There we go.
Okay.
Reach the edge and then...
Oh, I know what edging is. It's fine.
Yeah, that's... and stay on there. So it's been good. It's been good. Really good fun. So I love it. Love it. I love watching comedy. I love watching... Even though I see people's sets over and over again, like Geordie shit, I love watching it over and over. And I don't know if I've told you, I love when you shove your finger in the mic hole, Geordie. It's very clever.
It's the closest thing I get to prop comedy.
Yeah, that's right. It's very clever. So stuff like that. Like I don't know if other comics do that. When I watch people, I look at the technicality of what they're doing, and I love watching crowd as a comedian goes and see what they laugh at and see reactions. So that's what I love enjoy
It's
about
magic.
doing it. Yeah, that kind of shit. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Excellent.
What's the worst gig you've had, or like we want to talk about the nitty gritty comedy.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
You know, like what's the worst bomb you've had?
No, wait, before we go there,
Yeah.
what was your first gig? What was it?
Yeah, where
did you
start?
first start?
So the first proper gig was Big Mouth.
Okay.
And that was open mic. That was the first proper where you can say, oh, gone out. And that went alright. That was back in the day when they were open at 5 or whatever, so there weren't too many people paying attention. It was more about they're just going to eat dinner.
Yeah.
And you're trying to talk over the clatter of stuff. But that went good enough. Like the people there, though, they enjoyed it.
Worst gig you've ever had where you bombed?
Two. Well, I've got two really worst, but the worst one was at Dirty Secrets when I had 4 ladies walk out on me mid-set. And they said, "Oh, this is disgusting," and they walked out. But I think, like, it didn't help. Like, the guy before me kind of triggered him because he was talking about periods. It was a white guy talking about periods. I think it was like how, something like it was fucking funny.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, it was funny. Yeah, but they didn't like it. And then I got up, and this set I was doing was talking about how. I got my mum to help kill a spider in my porno collection as I was about to masturbate. So the whole set
What
is...
a mum.
Yeah, I know. So, which, to be honest, part of that story is true, but I obviously amped up, like not while I was masturbating. There was a redback in my porn collection. I'm shit scared of spiders. So I said to my mum, like I just said, Mum, you got to kill this spider, and she saw my collection, and this was years ago. So she looked at me and I said, well. And I know this is like nowadays it's not appropriate to say, but I said, at least you know I'm not gay. And she went, oh, yeah. And she walked out. She's an old wog, so for her that's like evil stuff. But but the set was, I changed it, like made it worse, like as if I was naked, blah, blah, blah. Which was, they didn't enjoy that. And then I go on, the whole thing is where the confusion is, I think my dad likes porn and that. And then my brain twits, like, my mum must be the porn addict. And then I go through, like, I should have realised the signs, like, her favourite song is The Beatles' Come Together. And then I say all this extra shit. And then the last bit is, then I say, and then every Sunday she'd bake and scream out, who's ready for some cream pie? That's it. They got up and left. And it fucking died from then on. And no one laughed that whole time. No one laughed. And I just kept going. I was like, fuck you guys, I want to finish this thing. I want to just roll. And then the MC got into me as well after that.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so he was like, dude, blah blah blah, you fucked it, like pretty much railing into me for it.
Oh, wow.
For ruining it for the other comics. And I was like, yeah, okay, that's a pretty bad set. And I was like, well, it can't get any worse than that. And I haven't done that set since. Like, I want to change it. I still love it. God damn, I love that set. It's so wrong. But I've got to tweak it. But I just haven't revisited it yet.
So that's up there with the worst gig you've had?
That is the worst
gig. Yeah.
Yeah, that is the worst gig I've ever had. Only because I copped it, from the MC as well, and no one was laughing after that bit.
And so did he blame you for the whole...
I blame a lot of bits. Not blame, it's just, I think they were the kind that got triggered easily. They were triggered a bit by the guy before me, and then you got me, this white guy that's talking about that kind of stuff. And it wasn't like, I didn't go dirty, it was more innuendo, like that kind of stuff, but they didn't like it, which is fair enough. And
did you stop that joke from that point? As in, have you stopped using that joke? Have you?
I haven't done the set since then, only because I want to change it, make it a bit better. So even though they didn't like it, the other people, like I did it a few days before and it went really well.
Yep.
Here it didn't. So to me, it's some of the crowd, it wouldn't have worked full stop, and then some of the other crowd didn't laugh. So I need to fix it. For me, I need to have people laughing consistently at a joke if I think it's going to stay. So I just haven't revisited it because I've had other sets that are working better, and then I'm working on them. But yeah, that was the worst set, and you feel like, as you know, you feel like shit. And it was like, you know what, fuck them, they don't know who I am, they'll forget by next week. Hopefully, well, I hope those ladies don't. I want that to stick with them for the rest of their fucking lives. But,
so you're over it then?
Yeah, I'm over it. But it's, it was good. It was good for the ego to know that you're not perfect. And then you see, like, well-known people bomb as well, and it's like, well, it's not just me, it's everyone. As long as you learn from it, that's, for me, it's, even if it's a bad or no one's laughing too much, I don't always say, it's them, it's the crowd, it's not me, I'm awesome. It's no, just look at your joke, maybe change a word, maybe pause a bit more. So that's why the technical aspect of comedy, I love the words, like always thinking, all right, I'm going to use this word different, like, in one of my sets I use the word vernacular, which confuses people as look at Geordie's fucking face. It's like,
look at my face. Yeah.
Dictionary. So, that's right. So slang. I changed it to slang to make it a bit different, because when I write my stuff, because I used to do writing for other stuff, I use big words, and then it's like, no, now you've got to talk say that shit. You got to sound more human. So then I've got to change it on the fly.
More human to go.
Yeah, so.
Cater for the dumbasses.
Yeah, that's right. So you should see my
passed.
bit. All my dick jokes is an enormous phallus, and then I say big dick.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Doesn't matter what you say, it's not true. But that's
Yeah, that's right.
Have you seen that dick? Anyway.
Oh, very good. What who would be your biggest influences comedy wise? Just who would be your go to?
I love Russell Howard.
Yep.
I think he is fucking fantastic. So I'd want to try and do more of his style. Even though he does political stuff, I'm talking about his other bit. Like, he's more very animated on stage and that. He does lots of different voices and that. Even though I haven't done too much of that, that's where I want to get to.
Yep.
But I love the dirty stuff of Jim Jeffries.
Yep.
And that kind of stuff as well. But I like Russell can kind of go between. He can not be dirty and then be pretty fucking filthy when he has to be. And he's probably my favourite comic at the moment. Yeah. But there's a guy, someone just introduced me to, I think his name is Ian Bagg, I think. God damn. I'll send it, the name's probably wrong, but far out, man. He is filthy. But a lot of it, the skill, what I could see is you can't tell what's off the top of his head and what's scripted.
Yeah.
And he does some really good crowd work, and he goes so disgustingly filthy. It is fucking good. There's one bit where, for whatever reason, some dickhead parents brought their 14-year-old kids to the show, and he's like talking to the kids, like, so you had the sex talk with the dad? And the dad's like, yeah. And he goes, well, I just want to tell you one thing, like, when you go down on a girl, there's a kick. Bit of a kick, and then he starts going on about how it's like eating a Caesar salad. Look, when you first eat Caesar salad, you're like, whoa, what the fuck's this? And then you go, then you're like, you get used to it, and then goes, and he's like, well, when I go down, kind of like he sings songs like, and it just goes on, and he gets filthy, and it's the funniest fucking thing. So yeah, I love dirty stuff, but I realise I can't. That's what I want to do personally. So as I get more, hopefully well known and get a brand going or whatever, then I could.
So where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where do you?
Hopefully not dead.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
That
that's
might be the darkest thing anyone said on this podcast yet. It's only episode 2.
That's always a good thing. Hopefully not dead.
Well, it cancels a lot of things out if
Yeah, that's
that
right.
happens,
If you die,
yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Tortured artists.
Yeah.
I would like to try and do some bigger, better gigs, obviously. Yeah, so that's where I want to see. But realising that it's a fucking you got to grind in the scene to get to that bit. And then there's certain influences that will try and put the man down that you need to fight against. I think we all know what
exactly
I'm saying.
what you mean.
But
for those at home, what do you mean?
I'm not going into that. But there's just those, but that's in everything. Even in work, you've got those kind of things. Yeah. So it's I've beaten it in my professional life. I'm sure I can beat it in this life.
So it's the haters, just trying to say, or is
haters. That's a no, not haters. Competitors is probably the word that they would use.
Other comedians.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I, for one, I'm not like that. It's whatever. If you do well, you do well. Good luck. I would like to help someone as much as, like, I think I'm a nice guy, Geordie. Yeah. Give pretty good blowjobs, man.
Yeah, you got. That's the reason why you get.
Which one? No. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. That's better.
It's an applause word. I can vouch for that. Yeah.
Yeah. So that stuff baffles me. Like someone that's instantly goes, "You're a competitor, so I'm not gonna go out of my way not to help you or not to talk to you," and that goes against my core beliefs. To me, it's like, just be nice to everyone. But I'm hoping I can get to the next level.
Whatever that is.
Whatever that is, yeah, exactly. Whatever that is.
And are you looking down the track to sort of have it as a profession? So
I would love to.
You're getting paid for it.
Yes.
That's all you're focused on.
Yes.
That's all you're doing.
I would love to do it.
Awesome.
But I'm not going to leave my job to attempt that. It has to happen at the same time. Because my kids need food.
They're old enough to get jobs now, aren't they?
Pardon? No, well, if they were in China, yes, but here, no, not yet. Not
legally, anyway.
Not legally, anyway.
No sweatshops, okay.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we're in an area where I'm guaranteeing there's sweatshops here.
Don't give the back cave address out.
I used to actually buy some when I was younger from a person that would make stuff for many brands, and we just buy it unbranded and pay $10.
Wow.
Yeah, it was awesome. Go this area. Yeah. Look, I used to live in this area. We only got robbed once, so it's not too bad.
Okay, you see any of your stuff in here?
That anal plug, mate.
I've used that a few times.
It was red when it started. Now it's off brown. Yeah. So, what was the question? Fuck.
Don't know.
Where do you see yourself 5 years?
Yeah, that's it. So yes, like I would love to to do that. I love.
So you're looking
happy.
So you're looking at TV. You sort of anything, everything.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah. Awesome. I think I can host a game show.
I was about to say.
Come on down!
Yeah, I could see you doing a game show. Yeah, definitely.
Right. Easy. So
you're well spoken. You know better words than we do. So you go and
vernacular.
Yeah.
What's he talking about?
Precipice.
Vocabulary is good.
Yeah, that's it.
Dictionary.
Thesaurus, man. Use a thesaurus. That's the real one you got to use for this.
And tonight on Dan Kappa's Who Wants to Win $20.
Yeah, that's right.
I can see that. That'd be good.
Yeah, so I would love to do that, but I realise the amount of effort
and the support. Do you get support from the wife?
She's amazing, and I'm not just saying that because I want sex. No, she's very, very.
That's why we're here, don't we?
Yeah, that's right.
That's how we started this podcast.
Got the couch is perfect for it, man. And nothing is better than looking at Benny Hill when he's getting railed from behind. That's awesome. Side note, he was fucking filthy. Like, all the jokes went over my head when I was a kid, but I watched it again as a teenager. God damn, there was some filthy stuff in there. Like,
okay, you obviously you're from that generation, so
yes.
am I, and you've watched Benny Hill, obviously.
Yeah.
I'm well versed in a lot of stuff, whether I remember it or not.
What do you think of, they've talked about that Ben Elton railroading him, getting him sort of, when it sort of all sort of started changing, and that direction of you had to be, I don't know, what do we call it these days, woke or whatever it is.
But politically correct.
Politically correct, yeah. So,
look, when you look back, it was, for me, it's eras. You can't look at someone, what they did that many years ago and go, that was wrong. It's like, that was the era. It was thought to be okay then. Nowadays, I don't think it's bad if everyone involved consents to it. Even the ladies, if they want to be scantily clad or whatnot and run around while some bald old dude chases after them. To me, that's fine. For me, nothing is sacred in my eyes. Religion, fucking pedophilia. I know it sounds bad. Anything can be joked about as long as the people involved in the joke are consenting to do it. If someone likes it or not is a different question. But I don't like the idea of, I don't like it, so it needs to be shut down because it's offending me. No, just don't watch it.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Other people do enjoy that stuff. Let them enjoy it. But I don't believe in attacking kind of comedy. Like his kind of stuff, he never attacked anything. It was just all sexy silliness.
But
never...
going back to that, what you just said, and in the sense of, like, say, you were saying about your joke, doing your joke, and then sort of the women walking out.
Yes.
The club, whoever it was.
DMC, yep.
DMC or whatever. You know, why wouldn't you stick to your guns? That's the thing.
Well, I did. I kept going with the set.
Yep.
So, to me, I stuck to my guns in that regard. I just feel I need to work on that. Like the intro of that set, even though I like it, I think it's a bit too technical, I guess. Because the start of it isn't talking about wanking, stuff like that, actually. It's pretty technical.
Sorry, just out of curiosity, so that set, how long was that into your career?
That was, say, 6 months.
Okay, because there's having a bomb in your first 6 months compared to two and a bit years in or something. That's a big difference of how you go about handling it. So what would, if that happened again tomorrow? How would you?
Oh, that happened a couple of weeks ago. No one walked out, but it was a fucking bomb. I don't. There's some audience to blame. There's a lot of me to blame.
Yeah.
So the way I look at it is that, okay, go back. Your stuff didn't work completely. Go back. Where did you get a laugh? All right. How do you tweak that? Where did you get no laugh? Is it because of them? Do you want to try it again, or do you just say, nah, that's shit, get rid of it? I always look at everything as a learning experience.
And when you say you bombed, was it completely no laughs?
No, not completely,
Yeah.
but there was a lot of no laughs. It was a lot of new stuff I was trying, like a different style pretty much, which now I've learned that it's not going to work.
Yeah.
So, but some of it can. So I just need to tweak it. So I always try and give usually my material 3 goes before I can it. A lot of stuff in that one needs to be canned first go. But I'm not probably up myself to think that it's the crowd, blah blah blah. It's you got to take a lot of responsibility for it. And then there's sometimes where, like, a set that you know works will just not work in one place at all. Like, and you're just like, well, this time I know it's you guys because it works everywhere else. But at the same time, I still look at it, play back my set, and go, all right, even though they didn't like it too much, did they laugh at particular points? If they did, obviously that joke is stronger because even though they didn't enjoy it, they still laughed at that joke.
Yep.
And then the other bits, I still go back and say, can I kind of tweak? But you've got to avoid that thing like tweaking every set because you'll never be happy. But it's still, I still look at my whole set and say, is it possible to change something?
Do you stick to a set? Like, I've seen some comics where they, you know, I see them week to week and they're sort of changing that set constantly. It's like, and how do you build a set if you're just constantly changing shit? I don't get that part of it.
I change in the sense of words. I will change a word, an inflection, a pause more. But then I will go through every couple of weeks. I will change a chunk of a set, like that millennial set. I've changed the intro, which is a whole minute of it, and then a few weeks before I added another minute to it, where the reason was I wanted to add. I'm quite proud of that set, if I do say so myself. Yeah, mainly because I can go really filthy in it, and then I can pull out chunks to make it edgy but still PC to work with anybody. And I just had to fill it up so it was 5 minutes of somewhat edgy material, and that's why I added that extra bit. But then when I go to like Death or Glory, I add in the fist in jokes and the more arse-eating bits to make it filthier, and that bumps it out to 8 minutes. So that's what I'm starting to do now in my sets is, okay, when I do write, it's all point form.
Yep.
So in my brain I can slide out a joke, slide in another one when I want to. That's how I work. Cool. Yeah, so every joke's its own point, and then visually as I read it, my brain's going, okay, so I can slot that out, slot this in, and that's how I'm actually going back to my other material and reworking it like, okay, I can take that out if I want to make it less filthy, take this in, make it more filthy. So it gives you more versatility, and I don't have to always think of a brand new set for that situation. It's just, I'll just tweak this.
Yep. Awesome.
That's the thing with comedy. You never know who you're going to get.
Yeah.
In the audience.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's fucking scary.
And then you get
it's cool. Though.
You get sometimes those gigs where nothing works. No matter, like I've been to some places where we've had a slew of comedians, all different styles, and the people aren't laughing. It's like, well, fuck. What do you like? Like you've had different stuff. Just go home instead of sitting there putting everyone through misery.
Yeah.
But what do? You still got to try and learn from it. Yeah. Just learn from it, people. That's the
Sort yourselves out.
Sort yourselves out. Learn from your shit.
All right, excellent. So, well, give us a rundown of where you're at, where we can see you. What's the next thing?
Well, like I said before, I'm doing the Death or Glory Comedy Showcase. Mm-hmm. So that's a half hour-ish of me solo. So that should be good fun. So please come down to watch that. There's tickets.
Please come down.
We'll put it on or they'll put it on the podcast.
Yes, we will.
And then, of course, I'm doing Generation Gap, the Mikov show. At the Comedy Festival at Speakeasy HQ in the Vault Theatre downstairs, and that starts March 27th, and that goes for a few days. Check the Comedy Festival website for that, and then I'm just loitering around the various comedy clubs throughout. Just trying to, this year I'm trying to go to a few different rooms as well, just kind of branch out and challenge myself. I love a challenge. So yeah.
Sweet.
Very good.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah. Thank you very much for coming in.
No worries. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for being on the podcast.
No problem.